Hey guys, Ezra here. Welcome back to another Ezra review. And on today's video, I want to review this movie called Ne Zha, which is a Chinese animated movie released back in 2019. I decided to review this movie because the sequel Ne Zha 2 is gonna be released on my country, Indonesia, in next Friday. And it's pretty insane, because like Ne Zha is like one of the most successful Chinese animated movie ever, and because the first movie has a budget for 22 million and grossed 742 million dollars, which is a huge success. And the sequel, which is even more insane, is that the sequel already made $2 billion in the box office. Like, damn, that is a huge amount of money. But honestly, I don't really view that. I don't. It's not really surprising for me, because I think the first movie are a great movie, So in this review, there's gonna be some spoilers, If you guys haven't watched Ne Zha, then maybe watch the movie first, because this movie is a great movie. Has a lot of great action sequences, The characters are also great, There is some emotional weight as well, And then the animation and the visual are fantastic, dude. I love that a lot, So yeah, I highly recommend you guys to go watch it first, before you watch this review, because I will spoil some part of the stories, yeah, for this movie, the story was there is like a two different pearl, there is like the pearl of life, and then the pearl for a demon, and so the heaven decided to trust the pearl of life and the demon to this I guess this teacher, I guess this god named Tai Chengren, I think. He has like a flying pig essentially, and there is another lord named Sheng Gongbao, and Taiyu is actually, well, he's powerful, but he's actually a bit funny and a bit, I don't know, like like a goofy guy in a way, and that's why when he's guarding the orb, Shem was managed to steal the pearl of life, and that's how the pearl of demon basically became Ne Zha, because like he was entrusted to give this pearl to a pregnant lady, and it was a mistake happened, obviously, because Shen stole the pearl, and that's how Ne Zha was born, and obviously he's gonna be killed in the next 3 years, because that's the rule from the heaven, that eventually in 3 years he will be destroyed by the lighting from heaven, essentially, so throughout Ne Zha's life, he was being discriminated a lot, because he is a demon, but even though that his parents are trying his best to basically try to treat him as best as they can, there is a funny scene in the beginning, where the mother tried to, the mother, Lady Yin, tried to convince Ne Zha that, hey, let's play something, let's play some soccer, I guess, or something like that, right? And the funniest thing happened is that Ne Zha managed to kick the ball really hard, and it hits the mother, and then the mother just like went straight back to the wall, and it cracked the wall, but the mother just fine, completely fine, like, oh, okay, I mean, sure, sure. Like, for some reason it doesn't broke her back, but sure, okay. It's a funny scene. I love that a lot, because it really they tried to, basically humanize Ne Zha in a way, because like Ne Zha personality is well, it's over the top in a way, but I think the movie managed to find a balance to that, where even though her personality was over the top, Ne Zha was actually you can actually relate to Ne Zha's situation here, because he's very lonely and nobody wants to play with him because, well, he's a demon, and the villagers hates demons a lot, and between all of these, the story decided to cut back to Shen, where he stole the spirit, pearl, and then give it to the Dragon King, and the Dragon King has a son named Ao Bing, where now he has the power of, well, the pearl of life, and Ao Bing was tasked by his father to basically fight for the Dragon Clan, because he was basically like, again, the Dragon Clan, basically they cannot leave this one area, I think, in the ocean floor, because they basically a jailer for the heavenly court, so in this jail there is a bunch of monsters and demons that was trapped in the bottom of the ocean, and the dragon was tasked to guard them pretty much the rest of their life, so they were there the entire time. And obviously the Dragon King said that to Ao Bing that, hey, you need to fight for us, so you can prove that we are actually worthy for the heaven, and then maybe they can actually, I don't know, leave, or I guess it wasn't leave, but I guess like ascend to heaven essentially, and became a Shen. I guess Shen is like an immortal mythical being, I guess. I'm not exactly know about the Chinese mythology, so I apologize for that. But I think Shen means like an immortal mythical being, and that's what the Dragon King are kind of like, saying to all being here, and throughout this entire time, Ne Zha basically decided to, wreak havoc the village, by playing hide and seek, and the rest of the villagers are running away. It's pretty funny, and then he also tries to trick some kids, because some kids also hates him, and calling them demon, and yeah, I think at one point, he decided to, I think at one point he decided to train with a Tai Yi, which is the teachers, and I think they're training like in a painting, I think, and it's a really cool visual, because you basically use this brush and then you are able to change the environment, it's a really cool magic essentially, but Ne Zha was able to learn that magic in one day and tricks the teacher by becoming his mother for a second, or I guess Ne Zha's mother, and yeah, it was a pretty funny moments. I like that, but I think on this moment, Ne Zha's father decided to lie to him that, hey, you actually had the power of life, you have a bigger purpose here to fight demons, and I think Tai Yi, the teachers, also give like Ne Zha the weapons, like the spears, and then like I'm not exactly sure what it was called, but like the red thingy that was basically roaming around his bodies essentially, like, and then there is like a, gosh, I don't know what it's called, guys, but it's a really cool like ring of fires, in his leg, like it was really cool, but obviously Ne Zha was pretty destructive, because he's very powerful, so he failed his training, so he eventually decided to leave the painting world, and then in the real world he decided to chase down a water demon, like a frog demon essentially, and at this moment that's where Ne Zha met with Albing, and then we get to see a cool action sequence here, between Albing and then the demon, and then you also see Albing and Ne Zha fighting each other, which I think really cool choreography, because for the first time these two met their match essentially, but this two doesn't know about the situation, where Ne Zha was a demon and Albing was supposed to be the power of life, but on this moment, this is where they defeat the demon together, which is pretty funny in my opinion, but eventually Ne Zha finally had a friend, and then Albing also finally had a friend, because these two has been living their life, fighting for their family, or I guess like living in discrimination in a way, because like Albing is also a demon, a dragon, right? Yeah, it's a really sweet moments, because like Albing and Ne Zha finally played together, they're forming a friendship together, and then they promised that, hey, to Ne Zha that we could play together, we could hang out together, and we can be best friends, so it's a nice moment between Ne Zha and Albing, but sadly the villagers are still blaming Ne Zha, for essentially for rescuing a little girl, but they didn't acknowledge that, because they didn't see that, and yeah, it's a really hurtful moment for Ne Zha, and then he decided to fight the villagers, so obviously he was captured by the teacher and the parents again, and then put on a lockdown in his house, and on the third birthday, Lady Yin decided to, hey, let's celebrate Ne Zha's birthday as as a happy moment, because like on the third year he's gonna die, from the heaven lighting, and on this ceremony, this is where Shen decided to tell Ne Zha the truth, and obviously this makes Ne Zha really angry, and we see that he finally transformed into his true self and tried to destroy basically kill his own dad, because he always think that, oh, like you were doing this because you wanted to kill me, because like you hate demons, but as we all know, that's not the case, because like Ne Zha's father are trying his best to help Ne Zha and basically try to spare his life, because obviously even though that Ne Zha is a demon, his parents are still loving him, and they try their best to be there for him and try to basically fighting for him, and hopefully he doesn't get killed, and it's really heartbreaking, to see the two of them fight like this, and Ne Zha really try to kill his own dad, but in the meantime, we also get some cool action sequence, really cool animation, between the fighting between Tai and then Ne Zha. I think that's really, really well done, cool visual as well. But this is where Ao Bing and Shen arrive, where Ao Bing basically decide to, hey, basically he acts against Shen's command, and then the ring or something like that, try to contain Ne Zha's power, and obviously they briefly fight, which is again another cool fight scene between the two of them. And Ao Bing managed to use this to contain Ne Zha's power, and then eventually Ne Zha decides to leave the village, and then Ao Bing basically tries to leave as well, but the villagers find out the identity of Ao Bing, because again, Ao Bing is also a demon. Same thing with Shen, which is his own teacher, is also a demon as well, and obviously we all know the villagers hate demon, no matter how many times Ao Bing tried to save them from Ne Zha, obviously the villagers just doesn't really care about that, so in the end, Ao Bing decided to destroy the village, and try to fulfill his mission essentially, and at this moment we see Ne Zha finally saying the truth, about his own dad, that he's actually trying to spare Ne Zha's life, and he really try his best to do that, so after Ne Zha knows the truth, he decided to came back to the village, and that's where we see this really long action sequence, because the action sequence in the third act are actually like just keep continuing on and on and on again, and yeah, and it has a really cool moment, between Ne Zha and Ao Bing fight scenes, Ne Zha tried to stab Ao Bing a couple of times, but since he has like a dragon skin armor, that spear cannot exactly penetrate that, so he just like a really it's really funny that he just like keeps stabbing him from the back a couple of times, and it doesn't work, but it still kind of hurts him in a way, and there's also a funny moment in the battle, where Ne Zha becomes Shen, because Ne Zha has this ability to transform into another people, and then we get to see and then I think Ne Zha was able to fool Ao Bing, and then he basically make Ao Bing help him to take down Shen. It's like, oh, that's okay, that's not looking good for you, Ao Bing, and there's also another fight scene in the painting world, which I think is really cool and really funny, and as they fighting, try to get the brush, so they can get out of this painting world, and then there is a really cool long action sequence, and they keep going on and on and on again. I think it was all in one shot, it's absolutely amazing, I hope I can show you guys here, but I'm going to be showing you guys 5 seconds each, because again, I don't want to get copyright, but I will show you guys continuously for 5 seconds, I guess, and hopefully it doesn't get copyright, this video. But anyway, really cool action sequence, but after they leave the painting, that's where Ao Bing decided to destroy the entire village, because like previously he basically froze like an entire ocean water, and then it becomes like a really thick ice in the sky, and then he decided to drop this ice into the village, and then Ne Zha tries to stop him, and at this moment Ao Bing said that, well, you are a demon, you should just accept your fate. But Ne Zha said that, no, like I don't want to accept my fate, because I make my own fate, I made my own destiny, and you should too, and then again, really cool visual where Ne Zha tried to stop the ice, and there is like this really cool moment where the fire just like engulfed the ice, and then basically melted the entire ice. Like really cool. I love that a lot, and then Ne Zha basically won the fight, because he's about to stab Ao Bing in the eye. He stopped at the last second, and then he basically told him that, hey, I'm not gonna kill you because you're my only friend, and after telling Ao Bing that, hey, like, you can always make your own choice, you can always make your own destiny, like, don't just follow orders from the people around you, which I think is a really good message, but in the end, we have this emotional moment between Ne Zha and his parents, Ne Zha basically decided to accept his own fate, because he's gonna die no matter what, he say goodbye to his parents, and then yeah, that's where he gets lifted up, and then that's where the lightning from the heaven finally struck down on him, but it doesn't kill him immediately, but it's killing him slowly, and during that, Ao Bing decided to help Ne Zha, and then they together decide to fight the lightning and try to save each other essentially. Their mortal bodies can exactly contain the full energy of the strike, and sadly their bodies was destroyed, but with Tian's help they survived by becoming a spirit in the end, and that's how the movie ends, but there is a mid and post credit scenes, where the Dragon King vows revenge or vengeance against the citizen of Chentang, for what happened to Albing, which I imagine that he's gonna unleash the monster from the deep seas, because we did see several monsters that was prisoned in the ocean floor, and I think they're directly planting that, and then so they can appear in the sequel, which I cannot wait for the sequel, Yeah, man, I think it's really insane, because this is the second time I watched Ne Zha, and I forgot that how good this movie was, and how fantastic the action sequence was, and then how fantastic the animation and the visual was, it's absolutely amazing, and yeah, I really cannot wait for a sequel. I think the sequel is gonna be twice as big, They have a bigger budget, which is 80 million dollars. This movie has 22 million, and it's already looking great. So I can only imagine how fantastic the sequel was, and it's pretty insane, that the sequel already grossed $2 billion. Like, holy shit, dude! Like, it's absolutely insane, I mean, it's China, I get it, but holy shit, dude! Like, oh my god, I mean, if it grows $2 billion, that means the sequel is gonna be really, really good, right? I mean, I hope so. But yeah, knowing how good the first one is, I have my faith that the sequel is gonna be good, And if some of you already seen Ne Zha 2, then please don't spoil it for me, because I'm going to see this movie on Friday, I'm gonna do my own review on Friday, so don't spoil anything for me, So yeah, either way, let me know, guys, in the comment section below, what do you guys think about this movie right here, what is your favorite action sequence, is this like the best Chinese animated movie? Let me know your opinions in the comment section below, maybe you guys have other different Chinese animated movie, or I guess donghua, that you love, then you can also let me know in the comment section below, and yeah, I cannot wait to see the sequel, and if you guys enjoyed this movie review, then make sure to guys, burn and frost the subscribe and like button, guys, share the videos, usual stuff, and stay tuned for Ne Zha 2 review on Friday, if I can. If I can watch the movie on time there, but I guess we'll see, because a lot of people are planning to watch that movie on Friday, so hopefully I can get a ticket there. But yeah, either way, just stay tuned for that, guys, and again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one then. Bye!